together, we make one very, 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 very old person. But the reason why I'm telling you this is because when you are such an expert, we have all of these years. I went to school for teaching. I have a master's degree in teaching. Plus, I've been running an online business since 2011. I've been doing this a long time. If I sat down with someone, this is how I equate it. If I sat down with my first grader and I was her teacher and I tried to show her how to read when she started learning how to read last year, and if I said, okay, I'm going to teach you everything I know about reading, and I'm going to teach this to you in just 1 hour, I would have her for maybe 10 seconds. I would lose her attention, because when I'm talking to a kindergartner, which is someone who doesn't have nearly as much knowledge as I do, I can't try to teach them everything in 1 hour. And that's what we try to do with our live trainings. Instead, well, it's going to take her years to learn how to read. So how do I teach this in a way to her where she can just start to learn what the letter A is and what the first sound is, what the sound is there. And there's more than one sound that the letter A makes. And there's so much to it that we come from our big-hearted selves that want to make an impact. But on your free trainings, when you're doing all of this for free, when you give too much, where it's like you're trying to teach a kindergartner how to read in an hour, when it's like, no, it's actually going to take them years, and I have to keep them engaged and moving every single step of the way. So it really is about taking a whole different approach to how we deliver. And this has really changed, because it used to be, okay, well, if I can just give them, and if I can show that I'm an expert and I can just give and give and give, then they'll buy from me eventually. But now it's really like, okay, well, if you're just going to give me everything and throw it on me and I'm feeling overwhelmed, then I'm actually not going to buy from you, because I don't trust that you're going to overwhelm me once I pay you. So that's what we do. And what we teach with our people is actually being an expert is actually knowing how to walk people through it in a simple way. So when people buy our cash conversations for $27, they know, okay, well, I'm just going to get the first 2 steps. And that actually is way more than enough. People go through cash conversations in an hour or less, and they start getting results already, because my job is actually to distill it down and just to give you the first few steps so you can get a result.
Yeah. And it's interesting because I don't think anyone thinks they're being overwhelming, and they really are just coming from such a place of service and like a heart-centered entrepreneur. And they're like, no, I just want to give you everything. And it's actually one of our biggest jobs is to say, no, give less. You have to hold back, because you don't realize you're slipping into this convincing energy, because you think you're doing it from a place of service, and you're actually not serving your clients or your potential clients by giving them everything you know right now. Your job as the expert is to know what to hold back and what to give them. And really, with your free stuff and your low ticket stuff, you're only trying to give them small pieces of the puzzle so they can really see that you are the real deal, and that you can
trust,
that you can help them. Exactly. And so once you have that trust, then they can say, okay, I want to go deeper. I want to learn more. I want more support, wherever that next step is. And so one of the biggest things that we are seeing is people are overwhelming their people with their free stuff. And so they're not even listening to your pitch. They're not even getting to the sales part, because they're so overwhelmed in the beginning that they're either leaving or they're never finishing. And so this is a huge opportunity. And it was even something we had to learn when we were doing more of our low ticket stuff, was how do you actually deliver a low ticket offer that gets them great results without overwhelming them? And I call that really the art of low ticket, because most people are really just looking at the data, the science of low ticket, of how to get low ticket sales. But I don't think enough people are actually looking, okay, once someone buys, how do we get them to consume? How do we make them feel important and feel like they're moving in the right direction, and yet have them want more? And that truly is an art.
And it's really interesting, because in our predictable sales model, where we walk you through it, and if you want to learn our exact model, we give it to you in a training. You can just DM me, comment or DM me with the word growth, and that will give you, my ManyChat will send you the link to our free training, because this has changed a lot. And I know for, again, our big-hearted experts and entrepreneurs and CEOs who have been doing this a really long time, We're so afraid of being this spammy salesperson. And there's nothing worse that when you used to download a freebie and it was just bad. So a lot of us went in the opposite direction where it's like, okay, well, now the freebie just has so much and it's so overwhelming. And I would argue that that is just as bad as the bad freebie that doesn't teach you anything. So there's been this shift, and we have to be really careful how we present information to our people, because if you're saying too much, if you're giving them, yes, exactly, from bad to bad, yes. 100%. It went from bad to bad. And it's the same. It really is the same. Well, we have to show.
It's interesting to me is you judge it based on the results that people are getting from the free thing. So if you have a free thing that is really low value and no one gets any results, that's bad. But if you have a free thing that's super overwhelming that no one goes through, that is also bad. So this is a really important distinction. And I know when we were talking about to our clients about anything free, if it's anything more than 2 pages, it's too long. It's like you have to be extremely short. And I think that truly is how we're stepping that expert level, is you have to distill it down so simple, so straightforward that people can understand it in 2 pages or less, or, whatever the thing is, but it's extremely important.
Yeah. And with experts, again, we have these expert glasses on where it's just, it's almost like we know too much. And now when we talk about this, Dan and I even have to think about, okay, when we're coming on here, we could tell you so much, but what is the most important thing that you can take away and you can really say, oh my gosh, that one thing helped me so much. So let's talk about the rich niche, because this is a huge shift that if just you understand, okay, it's time to stop convincing and it's time to start focusing on the people who want help. And if you are in this space where you are plateauing, where you're stuck, where you're seeing a dip in sales, where you're just repeating things that have worked in the past, then it's time to do something different. And it's October at the time we're recording this. It's like right smack in the middle of October. We want to encourage you that now is the time. Don't wait until 2025 to make changes. There's simple changes that you could make that will literally change the trajectory of your business for the year.
Yeah. And so really with the idea of the rich niche is that when we were talking about is that most people treat their audience all as one audience, and they speak to their entire audience and they say, okay, this is my whole audience. But in actuality, your audience is broken into segments based on different characteristics. And the biggest characteristic that people are ignoring is their desire to change. Do your people even want to change? There's a segment of your audience that is just watching you to watch and hear from you. They do not want to make changes, and those people are not going to buy. So if you are speaking to those people and you're using that language, you're going to attract people who just want to consume your stuff for free, but not take any action with it. And those honestly are the worst leads and the worst clients. If you are able to get them to buy through convincing and all the marketing tricks, they are going to come into your program and not take action. And that's going to be a really bad spot. The other thing we look at is when people take action, if we can get them to take action, how do they do? Do they struggle or do they thrive? There's people in your audience who just are not at your level yet. And if they would join your program and try to take action, they're going to be left behind and they're not going to be moving fast enough. And so we really want to find those people who are fast action takers, getting fast results, and want to take action. And so that's the big change.
And then if you think about it, I'm sure if I said to you, okay, who is someone that found you really quickly, that DM'd you or came in and was like, yes, I'm ready to go. That person is part of your rich niche. It's the segment of people who are actively looking to solve their problem. Yeah. So I want to take a second and I want to tell you a few different ways that you can take the next step with us. And number one, if you have had that plateau and you need to up level your audience, if you know you need to make some tweaks, if you're hearing a lot of not nows, the rich niche expanded is going to be your next step. We're going to show you exactly how to create content, how to target people who are ready to take that next step. So if you DM me the words rich niche, Niche, that's going to pop up. And that for right now, it is just $47. And I'm going to walk you through all of it. It's instant access. And the people who watch this training, this is one of the most powerful trainings we have. We continually get responses that says like mind blown. I've gotten more people show up. My content is getting responses when they start making this tweak to target their rich niche. And it just simply means you're starting to you're talking to the people who are ready to act, who are ready to move. So you should get a comment once in your DMs, once you comment rich niche, and I will follow up after. And then we also have two other things. Number one, obviously Elevate. Elevate is a way to get our personal one-to-one support and to put the predictable sales model into your business, which is so incredibly important. Our program, it is not a blanket templated thing. We work with you extremely closely to install it in your business so you can get it done. Our focus is results. That's 100% all we care for. And we are enrolling now for 2025, starting now.
And I should say the results that we measure as a business is cash, is how much revenue are you making. With most of our clients who are coming in, they're so close. They're just a few tweaks away from hitting those, 5-figure months or even 6-figure months. And so that's the first thing we work on, is getting that revenue up. And then once we start hitting your revenue goals, what we start to look at is your time and how can we actually get your time back. Because our goal in that program is to show you how to scale with our predictable sales model, and scale to us is making more money while working less. So that really is our commitment in that program, is we are going to give you all the tools, all the resources, but we're also going to give you the one-to-one support so that you can customize and optimize your business to hit your revenue goals in a way that's fun and in a way that works with your lifestyle, and a way that actually makes business sense.
And then do you want to talk about what you're doing later?
Yeah. And then so the other thing we're doing today is we're doing a live private training this afternoon at 4:00. If you do want an invite to that, all you have to do is message us, shoot us a DM, or you can comment on here live, and we'll reach out to you. This is a private invite. So we just want to make sure that you are in a place where you can actually get something from this training. So we'll have a quick conversation and make sure you're a good fit, and we can have you on that training. For most people, this is going to really be an eye-opener, because we are going to walk through how we are combining. We're changing the model, and we are creating a new model called the predictable sales model that is based off the best pieces of launching and evergreen, but we've combined them into one. So we have live elements, we have the cash explosion pieces, but we also have the automated pieces and the ways to really scale this up step by step. So we're going to be walking through that entire thing. Because it's live, we'll keep this really small so that we can get your feedback, answer your questions, and make sure you can actually implement. Because besides cash, the other thing we always want to get is action. We really want to put you into action and get you going. So we keep this to a small group so that it can be intimate, that you can get feedback, and so that you can have a plan for implementing our predictable sales model as soon as tomorrow.
Awesome. Okay. So Rich Niche, if you want Rich Niche, just DM Rich Niche, and that's a $47 bundle. That's going to walk you through exactly how to get in front of the people who are buyers, which is the most important thing. Elevate, if you want to learn more about Elevate and see if you are a good fit for our one-to-one program, then just DM or comment Elevate. And then for the live training that is today, just comment live, and then we'll chat and send you a private invite. All right. Thanks, everyone.